Well, we're still here. New episode of Dub Life right now.
It's Dub Life every Sunday afternoon. It's Dub Life, Natalie and Kaya too. If you ride the horse, say make sure you squeeze it tight. It's Dub Life tonight.
Safety.
That's right, Dub Life episode 206. I think I've entitled this The Aftermath because a lot has happened here in our part of the country, and I just want to catch you up on what's going on while we look at some things that have come in or different hauls or whatever the case may be. So, for those of you who weren't aware, there was a school shooting. I think most of you probably were a few weeks back. That school is, it's less than 30 minutes from where we live. It is right beside a Target and a Walmart that frequently I go to. It was close enough that it put Kaya's school and other people's schools of friends of mine around here on lockdown. They're changing things, and it was impactful. That was a few weeks ago. And, Kaya is 16, but, I have been in her life since she was 12, so 4 years, just about coming up on 4 years. And, I was not a parent before that. And parenting is not easy, and it's especially not easy in the modern world when you're dealing with things like that. And as a parent, as a partner, whatever, that was hard, and it still is hard. And even this week we have homecoming here, and they're installing new security measures for the dance, for the football games, for all that stuff. And it's just not easy. But then just a couple weeks later, last week you would have watched the Joanna video. I talked some about this. We had a Hurricane Helene that really impacted a lot of our area. We were fortunate here where I am in Atlanta in that the hurricane pushed east, but those in the east were not fortunate from that. We got quite a bit of floodwaters for about 4 days, really high winds. There's some trees down, but nothing severe, really. In fact, we had more trees down in the neighborhood from recent windstorms than this. It impacted things in that it was, you couldn't go outside, you couldn't walk the dog and that kind of things. But the county closed for a day, 2 days actually. But we are okay. Never lost power for very long. Lost internet for a while. We were not severely impacted. However, my parents and Victoria, who live east of us, a couple hours, their area was majorly impacted. In fact, as I record this today, it is a week after Hurricane Helene, and my parents still do not have power at their house, nor do they have, the water is turned off. They don't have cell phone service. Obviously, they don't have internet service without power. They don't have anything. Victoria does. She lives about 30 minutes further west than them, but she only just got power back a day or two ago. So, as I told you, I think in the Joanna video, they came to my house just after they didn't have power for a day. They came to my house, basically told them I'd come get them if they weren't going to come. And they were here for a week, for 6 days. Victoria, both my parents, Rose, and that's what you do. You take care of family, but, it's hard. It takes a physical toll, I wanted to make sure parents had beds and that kind of thing. So, you're sleeping on chairs, couches, that kind of stuff. Taking care of all the animals and, still trying to work hard, challenging. But you want to make sure you're there for your family, and it's an emotional toll for them. And fortunately, their homes, their physical homes, neither of their homes were damaged. But my mom's backyard, if you've been a longtime viewer, you've seen me show her prayer garden, her outdoor area. All of that is pretty much gone. Most of those trees in her backyard got destroyed, knocked over. Fortunately, they didn't fall in the house, but they destroyed the fence. the prayer garden. I think you can still see one little angel through the debris. If I have some pictures I may show you. And that's sad, and it takes a toll emotionally. And I'm sharing it because I've shown a lot of that, and a lot of you are interested in that when I show that. And it's hard. It's hard. Still hard. They still, the path to recovery is long now. Others in their neighborhood have lost everything. Others in Victoria's neighborhood have lost everything. I know my friends Drew, who they were without power for quite a while, but their home is okay. Yusuf and Snowy, I think they're okay. But I know the Strupps have had pretty significant damage to their home in that same general area. So it's just really sad. And then and up in Greenville, where Toy Federation is, they still don't have power. There's still a lot of damage, and that's further kind of northeast into the mountains. Whole towns are completely destroyed. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And here I'm sitting with a bunch of action figures. But I just want to catch you up because I know a lot of people have asked. We're all safe. We're all okay. Kim and Mike, their new home, no issues there. Some flooding, but no major damage. Everybody's home is okay. It's going to be a lot of work to repair my parents' backyard, deal with the trees and fences, and hopefully the insurance will help with that. But it was real, and it was an impact. And I'd never had a disaster directly impact me. You hear about these things, you see Hurricane Katrina or these tornadoes in the Midwest, and you check on your friends and people say they're okay, whatever. And but to see the actual damage to people, to have people, your family, be displaced, it's a different thing. And all I can say is we just have to keep loving each other. I know everybody wants to politicize things or conspiracy theory, this or that. I just don't have time for any of that. Just show love. Be there for people, help people. However you can help, and lift each other up because it's hard. It's a hard thing. So we're okay. I wanted to catch you up on the aftermath. I do have these things sitting here. Our whole week got derailed, obviously, because of all of that. So I'm not sure what this video will hold. Originally, I was going to go to the toy swap meet tomorrow morning. I still might do that, but it is homecoming. We have homecoming tonight. The homecoming dance is tomorrow. Kaya does have a date. She's got her first boyfriend, and he seems like a really good guy. We're excited for that. They're getting there in that very early stage. Again, parenting. So I need to be around. I want to be around to see her get ready in her dress, and then we're going to do pictures and all that. None of that will be on this video. Maybe a picture or two, but probably nothing. That's her moment, and she doesn't want that on YouTube. So we got that. So I don't know if I'm going to go to that swap meet or not tomorrow morning. Maybe if I can get back in time just for a little while. But I do have all this stuff here at Toys to open, and I'm taking the afternoon off. I'm going to go see Joker. The Joker movie is out, whatever, part 2. I'm intrigued by it. The first movie I watched it once and I never really want to see it again. It was honestly pretty disturbing. But it was a quality film, but it was impacting. Disturbing is not the right word, impacting. And I'm not necessarily in the greatest mental space to be impacted, but I want to see it. So I'm going to take the afternoon off, go see it. We're going to go see The Wild Robot next week. I still want to see Transformers 1. I'm going to try to make that work one of these days. Venom's coming out. We got some movies to go see. But so I don't know. But we're definitely going to look at these things. I've got some things that are Joe Fest I picked up. And other things that have come in that I want to open in this. So we'll find out together. Let's go through what we have sitting here real quick. So from McFarlane, this came in from Entertainment Earth. This is Maylise, McFarlane's House of Dragon. This is kind of a newer display box. I'm not going to spoil what happens to Maylise, but nah. Kent got me this. Appreciate you, Kent. You gave it to me at Joanna. This is the red foot soldier I was having trouble finding. This came in from Four Horsemen. I guess I showed a picture of it. But it's the figure obscura Frankenstein's creature. And we will take a better look at a lot of this stuff. Everything I've showed you so far, at least. I'll put it on the table at some point in this video. I dropped something. Let's see what else we have. We've got a lot of these little G.I. Joe kind of, I think they're called Golios, that I picked up from Joe Lanta. Let's take a better look at those. My pre-order for Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came in. I have this little pre-order bonus. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. We've got the pin from Frankenstein's Creature. I've got another pin from the Necromancer. We'll look at that stuff. I did get this Necromancer. Figured it would work. The packaging's really nice. Could work with my Warhammer stuff. If you were a Kickstarter backer of either of the Plunderlings Kickstarters, they gave you a gold coin. You could do this little quest maze thing and get a free Cursed Idol Plunderling sent to you, which I did do. So we'll look at that. I don't know if I'm going to open that or not, but we'll look at it. What else do we have? Here's the mug, Figura Obscura mug, Frankenstein's Creature. Oh, let's get a better look. This is what I picked up, the Big Bad exclusive Arctic Trooper, the White Trooper from Valiverse, and the Covert Ops Condor. We'll open both of those. My friends, Emil and Nate Strong, Corona 4 on Instagram, and Emil, they made a children's book that I ordered off Amazon. We'll look at that a little bit. From Entertainment Earth, or no, from Target. Target had a 15% off sale. I was able to pick up this Elkhorn and this, he's coming off the card, this Zarak. I still don't have the Strongheart. I have the Warduke. This is the LJN style. The Strongheart I had pre-ordered for Entertainment Earth. This does not come in. We'll get to him in a second. Turtles of Grayskull. I think I picked these up in a hunt video. We need to open. Hordak and Leonardo. I just need the He-Man. JB's Toy Trunk did find me the Leatherhead, but he was not able to make it to Joanna because of the storm. Entertainment Earth. What do we got? The new wave Triceraton. This is the new wave of Super 7 Ninja Turtles. Triceraton, Punker Dawn. Oh, what else do we got here? Warrior, Metalhead, Michelangelo, like metallic, and then this is Bebop, like robotic Bebop. There's also Gorilla. Mine has not come in yet. Hopefully it'll come in soon. Shout out to my man Bite Size Geek. He got me this shirt. These shirts are available if you look at the Bite Size Geek. If you go to his channel and look at his merch. Excuse me, action figures, like we do when we knock on the door at the room swaps, which I ended up not doing at Joanna. And then the guys at Brutal Realm hooked me up with a shirt too. So thanks to those guys. Go to Bite Size Geek's channel and get you an Excuse Me Action Figure shirt. And then this I bought on Toy Biz. This is the electronic Toy Biz 18-inch, I think, or maybe 16-inch talking Treebeard from like 2003, 4, for when the Lord of the Rings movies were out. The Rings of Power season has just ended. We loved it. Loved it. I think season 2 was tremendous. I didn't mind season 1. I know a lot of people hate on it because a lot of people hate on everything. I liked it. I loved this season. And it had ints in it, and it made me say, I don't have an int. I have no int figure. And this is the best int figure ever made. It can be pretty expensive. If you go look at mint and package, there could be a couple $100. This one was $40 on eBay. The guy said he didn't know if it worked and he thought it was broken. And so I asked him, he showed me, and it was just that this was not pegged in. This is a thing that pegs in and out the top. And the batteries were just corroded. I was able to clean it up, and I think it will work. Where's that button? Find the button. The button's always hard to find on this thing. It's this thing right here. Look at those eyes. And his mouth moves.
I don't know if I would keep you safe, and safe is where I'll keep you.
He's awesome. So that's what we have to look at some point today, plus everything else. So we're safe. I really appreciate many people commented and asked me about how we were doing. And it's been rough and emotionally more than anything, probably mentally. But we're good. Rufus is good. Rose is good. Victoria is good. My parents are good. My parents were sending, they're headed up to the beach, get away from all that and try to relax. So but others are not so fortunate. So there's opportunities all over the place. I know a lot of toy groups are doing things. I think water and food are really a big thing that a lot of these Western Carolinas and the western parts of Georgia and the eastern part of Tennessee really need. So if you're able to donate or help or whatever, please do. But most of all, just love people. So that's where we're at. I got to hit the road. I need to take a shower, and I'm going to go see Joker. So here we go. A couple other things before I go. This is just like my Ravens stuff. Hey, buddy. I did hang this Sword of Godric Gryffindor right here by the Harry Potter wands. I need to get a better way to display the Elder ones. Just kind of sitting on top. Find a little display for that. But I have these helmets. That one I've had for a while, signed by Tylen Wallace. But I picked these up. They had a really good sale on replica helmets, like 75% off. During the Ravens game last Sunday that they won against Buffalo. And so I'm going to put those on the wall. I got one more coming, the new purple one. And I'm going to put them in that space I just showed you on the wall. Here's this guy, the gold idol. I don't think I'm going to open him yet. Cursed idol. Here is the new Stein. It's nice. Figura Obscura. And this is the pin that goes with it. And then this is the pin that is that Necromancer. So that stuff's cool. And then here's the little Zelda thing I got to put together. Just a little tchotchke. I have that too. Best dog, that's you. Best dog. Now another thing, I think maybe I mentioned it, but our next big con coming up, November 9th and 10th in New Jersey. Whippany, I think it is, New Jersey. Legion's Con, November 9th and 10th. As you're watching this, about a week away. A month away, maybe. Oh, let's see. You're probably watching this on the 13th. Is that right? So, a little bit under a month. Well, November 9th and 10th, very excited. My personal favorite show of the year. As a family, our favorite show is MomoCon, I think. Or DragonCon, but I think it's become MomoCon. At least for Kaya, and most of my joy at shows comes from her having fun. So that's coming up too in May, about 6 months away. But Legion's Con, last year was my first Legion's Con. I'm very grateful to the Four Horsemen Studios for inviting me out, giving me the opportunity to cover the show, the full thing. This year at Legion's Con, we'll be doing the same thing. I'm sure I'll have plenty of content. I don't know how many videos I'll make, but at least one big long one. But it's going to be an adventure. Kimberly's going to come with me. Kaya's not. Kaya was originally going to come, but there's some things she needs to focus on here. And taking her to Legion's Con would have her miss a whole week of school, which is just not something that we feel like we should do right now. Maybe next year or the year after, or definitely when she's in college. It's hard to say. She's almost 2.5 years from college. But Kimberly will come with me, and it's going to be an adventure. We will probably drive up quite early, a few days early. We're going to go to visit the studio on Thursday. We're going to have G-Con on Friday, which should be a big event. Saturday, Sunday, Legion's Con. And then I need to stay up in the Northeast because I actually have to go to Boston for work that Wednesday. And then I need to be in Rhode Island Wednesday night. So it's going to be an adventure that will probably encompass multiple videos of Kim and Brian's Northeast journey. I'll probably be gone from the house for about 10 days. So it'll be a big one. And then we come back from that, and we've got other things. Retro Toy Con and some other things coming up. But that's the next one, Legion's Con, November 9th and 10th. The other thing that I didn't mention in my preamble at the beginning was this crazy chemical lab explosion that we also have had here in recent time. You probably saw that on the news, because I know it frightened a lot of people. That was in Conyers, Georgia. Conyers, Georgia is 30 miles-ish as the crow flies, and smoke moves as the crow flies. Doesn't follow the roads. It would probably take me about an hour to get there, maybe a little more, but it's only about 30 miles from here. And it's close to a lot of our friends. You know, lots of people. I don't want to say where anybody lives necessarily, but a lot of people that are our friends that you see on videos and such live near there. And that was really, really bizarre because they make chlorine, I guess, and pool supplies and those kinds of things. And so what happened is that fire started spreading because of all the winds. And so even all the way over here, 30 miles away, you walk outside, you could see this haze, and you tasted chlorine, and your eyes burned like you had just jumped in a pool that had like way too much chlorine, and you tasted it and you smelled it and it was on your clothes, and you couldn't breathe. Not well. I mean, it's not like you were going to suffocate, but it felt painful. And then if you were closer, you could see the soot from the ashes and stuff on you if you went outside. That is still going on a week later. Like, that's still around as the winds change. But those first couple days, we were in a shelter-in-place warning. You weren't supposed to go outside because of the chlorine inhalation. The school canceled. Like, Kaya missed that game completely. First, it got delayed from the hurricane, then they canceled at least the student participation for the band because of the chlorine. And you were supposed to turn off your air condition. And so we had a full house with a bunch of displaced people. We weren't supposed to go outside. We weren't supposed to turn on the air conditioning. There was a boil water advisory. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. So it's good to be on the other side of that. You know, obviously, like I showed you the pictures, there's a long road of recovery ahead for a lot of people. But honestly, I'm just grateful that I can take a couple hours here and enjoy the movie, hopefully enjoy the movie, or at least just sit in the movie and not have to think about all the other things that we have on the docket. But that was crazy too. So we have had quite an eventful month here in Georgia, in the Atlanta area, and we will hope for a lot of calmer things to show up the rest of the year. But all right, now let's go to the movie. All right. AMC Theaters. Leave in the comments. Joker, Folle et Deux. Joker 2, Joker and Harley Quinn, the musical, whatever. Am I going to like this movie? Leave in the comments. What do you think? Yes or no? Again, I thought the first movie was a great piece of cinema, but it was impacting. And I'm just interested in this. I was not interested in all when they announced Joker 2. Then they said it might be a musical with Lady Gaga. I'm like, I guess I got to see it. So next clip we'll find out that I like it. Did you comment your answer below? Well, I think I'm going to cop out. It's meh. It's meh. Icy tongue. It's meh. Wicked. Looking forward to that. I mean, I guess if you don't want spoilers for this movie, mild spoilers, I don't know, spoilers, skip ahead probably like 2 minutes. Just look for the next clip when I'm not walking or sitting in the car. Just kind of meh. It's all right. Kind of a cop-out at the end. Hold on. Let me get in the car. Okay. So if you skip to here, this is not one. Still spoilers. Move ahead to action figures. It's just kind of meh. Now, it's nowhere near, in my opinion, as intense and affecting as the first Joker movie. That movie is one of the most intense and impactful movies I maybe have ever seen. And Kaya loves Harley Quinn, and she has a lot of interest in these movies. We won't let her watch that first Joker, even though we've let her watch some other kind of adult type things, R-rated things, like Deadpool, for instance. But this is just, Joker's on a different type of, like, it's different. Those of you that have seen that first movie know, this is nowhere near that. It's not, there's actually not a lot of violence. There's a couple scenes that are pretty violent, but most of it is like a courtroom drama, and there's a lot of, I mean, it's not a musical per se. There's a lot of musical things. There's a lot of like imagination in your dream stuff.
it's just not as violent, not as impactful as the other. So like this one I might would let her see, although she might not understand it because she didn't see the first one. I don't know what to think about it, because it's just not the same. It's just kind of meh. Like there's no reason for this movie to exist, I don't think. And I think Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, he won an Oscar for the first Joker as Best Actor. I think he's still doing great work. I think Lady Gaga's good as a kind of unusual Harley Quinn. There's just no real story to me. I mean, if you have seen it, you know. If you haven't seen it and you don't care about spoiler, it's just kind of like his trial for all the killings he did in the first movie. And he eventually just decides that he doesn't want to be the Joker. He's not putting on the Joker persona anymore, and it's not a mental illness and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what that's a commentary on. And then he's going to be found guilty, and other people start dressing like Joker. They blow up the courtroom. They help him escape. And he doesn't want to escape. He wants to go be with Harley Quinn, and she doesn't want to be with him. And then he goes back to jail. And he gets killed by another inmate in jail, who then is like maniacally laughing. And so, I mean, my takeaway from that is he is not the Joker. He's not Batman's Joker. He is a Joker. Maybe the origin Joker, and there are many Jokers. Or maybe the guy that killed him becomes Batman's Joker. We don't know, because this takes place like not in the continuity of any of the other DC stuff. No Batman in this. You saw some Wayne stuff, but Harvey Dent was in it. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it needed to be there. I didn't hate it though. I was entertained. Like, I probably would have had a better time just going to see the Transformers movie that I haven't seen yet, the animated one. But this wasn't as mentally taxing as the first one was. So I don't know. I mean, if you were into the first one, it's a continuity of it. It continues the story, but I think you can watch it at home. It'll probably be on Max here in a month or two. I think you can wait for that, but you got the membership, so happy did it. Anyway, let's jump ahead. Let's go open up some toys. All right, back to the table. Let's open up a few things. Should you go see that movie? No spoilers now. I don't think so. If you loved the first movie, no, because I think you won't love what this does as part of that. If you love DC lore and Batman stuff, probably no. I'd say this is for people who are just curious about the storytelling and to see how this character wraps up. That may be who it's for. I don't know. All right, Stealth Ninja, Leonardo. We're just going to churn through some of this, get some things open. I've enjoyed these Turtles of Grayskull, mini comic, and what does he come with? I mean, we're already at a reissue or a reuse of Turtles. So he has his katanas, and then he looks pretty cool, actually. I think it's the same Leonardo. I don't even remember what the first Leonardo was. I think it's the same turtle mold, but he has like this fur piece and shell, like forearm shields, and a cloak or like hood. Looks pretty good. And then what's the other one I have? Oh, the Hordak. Now this Hordak, I think, is pretty nice. I think there'll be some Origins collectors that may go after this guy. Mini comic. Is that the same He-Man in a half shell? He-Man in a half shell. Maybe the same one. I'm not sure if like each wave has a new comic or how that is working. Or I haven't actually read any of them yet. I need to do that. All right, Hordak. Come on out there. These guys are usually, they do have the ties, but they're pretty loose. So you can usually just kind of get them off. I would not recommend doing this to your toys. I have broken a toy a time or two. I'm not snipping those things off. So there's Hordak. He does have these wings that look pretty good. Are they magnet? No. They go on like that. Oh yeah, he'll look cool with the wings. And then he has like an effect piece that you can shoot out of his hand. 2 wings. He's cool. It's a nice Hordak. I think people are going to like that. I guess the only kind of turtley thing is like his attachment
is like a mutagen ooze shooter. I like that. All right, Dungeons and Dragons. So these are the LJN, the cards. I know probably most people are keeping these on card back. That one is already falling off the card. They're the exact same molds as the first ones, and come with less accessories and are painted like the toys. So it looks like all he comes with are his little twin daggers. I imagine a lot of people are leaving them on the card back. These cards now are very thick and sturdy. This one just the glue, I guess, just came off. It's NECA, so you know we're gonna have twist ties. Although I have been very pleased with my new nippers. They cut these things super fast, but they are so sharp that I have to be cautious to not cut myself. And then also, I try to do it from the back so I don't cut the figure, because I think that's also a big possibility, is to cut the figure. If I'm mindless, or you know, paint damage or chipping it or whatever. So I wasn't gonna collect these. I don't know why I started. I got all the first D&D line, and I like those. I'm going on the side here, try not to impact anything there. They were really good. That Warduke is a lot of people's figure of the year. Last year, whatever year that was. Last year. And they're very good. They're very good figures. And then 3 issues, I'm like, all right, I can skip those. And then I didn't skip them. I found the Warduke, I think at a Target. And here we are. So he just comes with his daggers. I do have the Knight pre-ordered. But I mean, they're good. They're good. What is it, puppy? What is it, puppy? What do you got going on, Bubba? So, do I think you should buy those? No, if you have the first ones. But I mean, look at that card art. It's cool. Yet I just throw it away. I guess they're not making a Grim Sword. Maybe there was never a Grim Sword. Toy version, maybe. But it's just, you know, kind of cheesy accessories and more bright colors. Oh, I like them. We're just going to go in the tub. We've been talking about that. It's just, interestingly enough, where I'm at. Well, I am hoping that at some point here in the next few videos, maybe next video, I know you hear those doggies, that we will be able to redo a lot of the collection. I'm going to try. So, Sword and Shield. You hear Mr. Rufus whining, and he wants to go out there and bark at the dogs. We'll do that. Let me finish this dwarf, then we'll do it. And here comes a dagger. Looks like that's it. This figure in the Ultimates comes with so much stuff. So much stuff. He is loaded. Like a whole campsite, torch, backpack, multiple weapons, axes. I know a lot of people bought him just for the accessories. And he's good. He's a good dwarf action figure if you're into fantasy. I'm curious, I don't know if my man Ron is watching. I don't know if Ron, are you getting any of these? So this is the D&D line that this is inspired by is one of the lines that Ron does collect vintage in his toy room. When you're seeing that Fortress of Fangs and the Tiamat and all that, that is from this same line. I believe that is the LJN AD&D line. Because he doesn't collect the cartoon line. He collects the like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons line. So I wonder if he's getting these kind of modern LJN inspired takes. All right, I'm going to let the dog outside. One moment. Okay, what is next? Let's stay with NECA. This red foot soldier. Just had a frolicking good time out there with the puppies. Shout out to Kent. I don't know if this is going to be Target exclusive or not. I'm just a sucker. I just keep buying this stuff. It's hard, you know? Like, I talked about this in a hunt video recently. A lot of good comments. I appreciate the comments. You know, one of the challenges is collecting is an active thing. You don't passively collect. You actively collect, right? And over the years, especially since COVID, 2020 time, some collecting is pretty hard. What does he come with? Alternate head, a bunch of hands that were there. you know, it wasn't always the easiest to get the things that you wanted. You had to work, pay attention to drop times, and you know. And two of the lines I collect, G.I. Joe Classified and NECA Ninja Turtles, Cartoon Ninja Turtles specifically, probably the hardest, were like that, where with both of them really the Target exclusive. So the Cartoon Ninja Turtles are always Target. And there were times those were really hard to get. And then these big haul-a-thon drops where you have to budget and save money for them. The Cobra Island stuff in the early days of G.I. Joe Classified, very hard to get. And, you know, you worked hard hunting or, you know, trying to get information about when things were going to drop or whatever. Online sales, fill in the blank. And so you worked really hard to build a collection. And then, you know, through whatever reason, that collection doesn't appeal to you the same way. And for me, in a lot of cases, it's just there's too much. They've made too much of it. And you kind of thought that the collection would only go so far, and it's gone much further than that. And too much of a good thing, psychologically, can be worse than not enough. Like we know that from psychological studies. The red and black on this is actually quite cool. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm just taking out his accessories. He comes with, it looks like all the same stuff that the regular guy comes with. But the red and black comic shading, it looks good. But so you've invested so much money, time, effort into staying current on a toy line, if that's what you've done. This cape is wired. I don't know that I remember it being wired. Let's see if I can get down the middle here. That you don't necessarily just want to bail on it entirely, but it becomes so much. And if you're a person like me who struggles with completism, it is a struggle. That's my personal struggle. I know there's a lot of us like that. It's not so easy to just say, oh, I won't get this random red variant. Well, it's like I have every other Mirage Turtle, some of which were hard to get. Am I really just going to stop? He's cool. But they don't, they've only have one other red one in that color. So it's like, you know, are they going to make a bunch in that color? Probably not. Maybe. And that's true for anything, right? Like whatever variant, whatever. Some people can just easily say, that's not for me. I don't care about that one. I don't need that one. And that's awesome. I wish I was you. I commend you. But, you know, for me, I've worked hard in the collection. So to stop, I need to just fully stop. I needed to say, I'm not going to collect that line at all anymore. So like I did with Super7 Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe Classified, I just stopped saying, I'm not going to buy one in the package anymore. I'm just going to buy one to open. I'm going to sell my in-package collection and get out of having to get two. Because I've worked too hard to just stop in the middle of it. So let me sell and make what I can make and move forward and just keep getting the loose ones. And so for me, it's like I wish, and they're never going to, eventually they will, but you say, I wish they would just end the line because that would make it easier for a person like me. They don't need to make it easier for a person like me. This is the Covert Ops Condor Action Force. This was only a mail-away figure initially. If you look on the back of Action Force right there, they have action points. Kind of like the old days where if you... Action points, that's right. If you bought mail-away figures... or figures at the store, you could mail away your points and you get like Cobra Commander or Sergeant Slaughter or whatever back in the day. So Bobby at Action Force has done that. He didn't tell anybody he was doing that initially. It was just there were action points. And then this figure was like, oh, send in, I think it was 20 action points and you can get this figure for free. You just pay for shipping. A lot of people, cool. Yeah, it was cool. A lot of people didn't know it though, like me, and had thrown away all my boxes.
Oh no.
So he did do a thing where I think if you could show your receipts or I don't know. But then he's just now made it available. I guess they had enough that he's made it available widely. And there's a new mail-away figure. I don't know what it is. But this is Condor. So Condor got a regular race. This is just Condor like in his Hawaiian shirt.
Oh.
Which I thought would be a good figure for... He's got a hat or anything? No, it's just extra hands. I don't even think he has a weapon of any type. So it's like he's out on the town. Maybe he has a pistol. Yeah, he has a pistol. So it's like a Condor's out on town. So I thought you'd get custom heads, do something fun with that. It does come with a stand and his file card.
It's not me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So cool idea, and Bobby's still doing that, and you get action points and everything. But you see, it's not in like a regular box because it's never meant to be on a store. I do think that Bobby has ambitions. Since he's gone to these like hang tags, I think he has ambitions to try to be in mass retail stores. So I picked that up just because I thought it was kind of cool piece to own. I don't collect much Action Force. I have the Vanguard. I've not opened it. I have all the Swarm, like the bug creatures, except for the green BotCon exclusive one. I hope to find that at some point. I had all of them at first, but they got really high on the aftermarket when I was selling on eBay last year, and I sold them. But this guy I like, the Arctic Steel Brigade Trooper, the white color scheme. This was a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. Swarm Tracer, is that new? I think I have the Swarm Tracer, it's glow in the dark. And even this, I'm going to open this up. I'm not going to save that action point because I'm not going to remember where it is. I'm just not. They always come with these big stands. And he has this ridge. You can put the file card. I don't know if anybody displays their collection that way. Maybe. But I like it that he thinks of those kind of things. This guy's cool. Steel Brigade is kind of the main figure in that line, in my opinion. He's officially, like maybe he owns the IP that was in the original Action Force line. Not sure. Somehow or another, he owns Steel Brigade because G.I. Joe can't make Steel Brigade. They call them Steel Corps, even though I do think maybe Steel Brigade was the crossover. It was in G.I. Joe and Action Force. I don't know. There's a lot you can learn looking up the history of Action Force. Let's see, does he have any twist ties at all? Only one. Yep, one single one. So, I appreciate that. You know, whether or not you like Action Force or like Bobby Valor or whatever, I do think he does a lot of good things. I mean, that's a good figure. I think it looks good. I really got this to just kind of play with. I don't really have a need for it, but got a sickness. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Natalie just dropped off Kaya. All right, so what I have left, 4 Super 7s. I've got the 4 Horsemen. That's going to be a little harder to open. Let me open up this Maylease. House of the Dragon. Different box. I wonder if this is going to be in stores. This was pre-ordered, but this is not the same style box the others came in. Nicknamed by the Red Queen, is a she-dragon ridden by Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, covered in scarlet scales. She has accents of bright copper. It is her unique coloring for which she received her nickname, the Red Queen. In her youth, she is said to have outpaced even Caraxes and Vagar. I'm not going to read the rest of that because it is spoilers for the book or show. But Maylease was a very big part of season 2. Very good part, enjoyable part. All right, so, you know, I slept, and it is slept, on the McFarlane's Dragon for a while. Even after seeing, like, an inside, it's flames. The old McFarlane's Dragons line were cool, but I just never bought any of them. And then they came out right away with, like, Smaug and Caraxes were the first 2. I just didn't buy them. I don't know why. Should have. Those are like right up my alley. Game of Thrones and Hobbit. But I have since remedied that situation. I have Smaug though. He's back ordered. I ordered him from Entertainment Earth. He is back ordered and has been forever. I'm not completely optimistic that that's going to come through. And I hope I don't have to go track that down in an aftermarket because I think some of these have gotten expensive. These are statues that come with a base and like mounting things and a card, a little card. You can see right there, base and a card. And they do require a little bit of assembly. Wings. There's another wing. And who knows what scale you could say this thing is. I mean, how big is a dragon? You know? Let's see, there we go. But, you know, they're certainly not, I mean, they're not 12th scale. I don't believe. All right, I had a coughing fit SARS virus type of situation. And she needed a little bit of, she had warped some in the package. Who knows how long it's been in the package, but there you go. Really cool where she's like crawling down and screaming. I think these look really good. I do. So, all right, let me get a reset here. Give you some close-ups so I can put some of this out of the way. There's a Melise. See those scales. They're really cool. On the base, she does have this card. There's the Condor. Showed you, there's the red foot. Hordak. Stealth Leo. LJN. Zerak and Elkhorn. And then the Arctic Trooper. I'll show you this stuff too. I think I'm going to open this guy on camera. I don't know. I may hold on to that for right now. The 2 words that say Christmas. Let me just show you a little bit of art out of there. It's very cool from Nate and Emil. So Nate had the story, Emil drew the art, and you see there's legions in there. So you can get that on Amazon. And support the guys. Grindhouse Toys. That's their card. That's who makes this Necromancer that I showed you at Joanna. And then these are from Worlds of War. It's good to meet them. So I bought these Joe ones. I picked up a couple on eBay too. A Viper, an Alley Viper, and then I'm not sure what. Maybe that's Beachhead. I don't know. I'm not sure what that one is. And then this is just a regular Glios. It's like Hamburger Man, Ice Cream Man, Donut Man, French Fry Man. So I picked that up too. And then a bat. So I'm not going to do much with those right now. I'm just going to kind of bag them up. So I wanted to show you those. I do have a bunch of cards I'm sorting through. Ravens cards. I'm going to try to get a binder for that. But let me get all this bagged up and out of the way. There's all 3 of them. Got them right here for now. Craxies, Melise, Cyrax. I think they look really cool there together. We've cleaned up. We're down to 5. 4 Horsemen, Figure Obscura, Frankenstein's Creature. But we're going to do the Super 7 next because those boxes get thrown away. I do keep my Figura boxes. That's the only 4 Horsemen boxes I keep. Maybe exclusives. All right, Punker Dawn first. He looks good. Weapons are flailing around in the back. Never a good thing. I don't think these guys should have... They just have maybe the single... Yeah, they usually just have 1 twist tie on them. So there he is. I'm going to... I think I can just keep talking to you. So, what lines do you all have that you're collecting that you've just had to say, okay, enough is enough? Bow staff down there. This looks like a tuning fork. I think his bow staff can become a microphone, maybe. Where you just like, you still enjoy the line, you think they're making good product, but there is so much of it, or whatever is the reason that you just said, I just have to stop. I have to stop collecting that line for whatever reason. Could have been priced out of it. I know for a lot of us, we're getting priced out of lines. Yeah, it's like a tuning fork. There's just a lot of reasons. And then this is probably like a chain. Maybe to hang the guitar. Maybe that's what that is. Just snip this while I'm back there. Do any of you have lines like that? The way, like, for me, it's just my duplicates, my inbox. Cool guitar. We did get the Rocker Leo, but I don't know. He's got a mohawk head with the teeth open. He's got the mohawk head with the normal Donatello expression from like the toy. And this is a unique head. It's like a crazy spiked hair. Again, I'll show you the close-up of all this. So I get them all out. I'm trying to think what's the last line I completely stopped buying. I didn't buy Mezco for a long time. I didn't buy Marvel. I didn't buy Mafex for a long time. I didn't buy any superhero
about anything for a long time. I've Mezco said that, but I've kind of gone back to that. Where I've picked up a lot of the Mafex. You know, the Mafex X-Men stuff is so good. But all that Mafex, none of it do I have on display. It all is just in that row in the garage that I've shown you. I need to figure out if I'm going to keep doing that. You know, Mafex is not bad because it's only 2. He's cool. That looks like a toy. I like it. It's only 2 figures per month. And when you import them, for a while we had really strong exchange rates. So like new Mafex were only getting like $40 if you're bringing it in from Amiami. That is not currently the case. The dollar is not as strong as it was. And spend a little more on those now. They're back up to like 65, 70 when you import them yourself. It's still better than like the 95 or 105 that they end up being on Big Bad Toy Store. But any lines you've abandoned, and not because you stopped liking it, but because you just said, other reasons. Too expensive, too much, too hard to get. Curious of that. We'll try to fly through just showing you these. Robotic Bebop. He looks really cool in the package. You know what? Well, we'll keep going for a bit. I just don't want to spend all the time here, but I'm honestly not sure. We're going to leave here in a little while to go to Kyle's game. I got to get changed and such. I'm honestly not sure that I'm going to go to that swap meet tomorrow. I don't know. Like I said, it has been an eventful week. It's been an eventful month this week. But look at this. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Look at that hand accessory. That's big. Drill man, this thing. I haven't even looked at the figure. I just cut the bottom up and started getting these accessories. It is loaded. Big drill. Shield. We already got the robotic Rocksteady last wave. I believe he was a big boy. This is wave 7. And I think we've already got wave 8, 9, and maybe even 10. This is the long-awaited wave that has Gorilla, which I have not got in yet, but is on the way from Entertainment Earth. And I don't know what happened with this wave, but it's like a almost 3-year pre-order. So it has been a long time coming, but so far, it impressed me. Look how big that gun is. So far, I like what I see here. I don't even know what this is. Oh, so you can have a head, like his head's been blown off. This dude's loaded. You can tell this is before they started skimping. Look how big that sword is on the accessories. Waves after this started to be a little lighter. In my opinion, and what you got with it, which I didn't mind because Super 7, I always feel like their Ultimates line, it just comes with so much. It's like, who can use all of that stuff? And I don't need all that. I mean, I've got that Super 7 display. I have never changed how any of them are set up. Look at him. Oh, he is cool. He's cool. I like him a lot. He's cool. But you know what I mean? Like, so the new thing they're doing, I think they're calling it Deluxe, that you can get like that Lion-O and Target that just basically has the sword. I don't even think it has alternate heads or hands or anything. I'm a fan of that. Now, it looks like that Lion-O may not have the same quality of paint. That's what I don't know. But if it has the same quality of paint, I would love to get exactly this in less expensive packaging and one alternate head in the main weapons and make it be $10 or $15, $20 cheaper. I'd love that. And I think that is possible because it feels like that's what they're doing. This is Warrior Metalhead Michelangelo. So if you remember this toy, the Playmates toy, it just is Metalhead, but it has Michelangelo, and it looks like they've captured that same way. Get him open. Kind of metallic look. And we do already have a metal head, so that's an easy repaint. It was always just a repaint, even in the vintage toy. Probably has, I think it has all the same accessories, would be my guess. Looks like that. It's just Metalhead. But if Metalhead were Michelangelo, which maybe that was in the movie, or I mean the show, I don't really remember. I remember the toy. Had the toy.
but I don't know why it exists. Other than it was just an easy repaint, and you know, usually when thing exists, it's easy repaint in the Turtles world. They're going to repaint all 4 of them, but I think they just did Mikey, if I remember right. So I don't know. Any of you collect vintage Turtles? And remember? I'm pretty sure it was just Warrior, Metalhead, Michelangelo. There were a lot of the robotic style turtle things later in the line. That's a cool accessory where he's got the tendril coming out, the tip coming off the hand. But I feel like this is exactly the same loadout Metalhead had. I don't know, I'm just talking. I think more importantly, if you are a turtle aficionado, was there a Metalhead Michelangelo? In the cartoon? Or was it only, that's a cool head, or was it only in the toys? And I think, you know, Super 7 kind of ran into trouble, I'm assuming, with some licensing stuff when it feels like Playmates basically said, nah, you're getting too close to ours. And of course, Playmates now has done a ton of reissues. I have the reissue Technodrome sitting in there, but they are doing reissues frequently now. And I feel like maybe Playmates thought, Playmates who has a lot of control over what Ninja Turtles toys can be made, they have the master toy license, the same way like Hasbro has the master toy license for Marvel. They have a lot of say over what can and cannot be made in Ninja Turtles toys. And I think Playmates told Viacom, Paramount, Nickelodeon, whoever, CBS, the parent company who owns Ninja Turtles, that we don't want you to just remake our toys in bigger scale. And that's when a lot of people kind of got sad with the line. But so even like the Gorilla, which is a comics only character as I understand it, and like they had the Rat King scandal, the sexy Rat King, and people wanted it to look like the Playmates. I don't think they can make it exactly look like the Playmates. They have to find an instance of that character appearing in that style somewhere else in Ninja Turtles. As long as it appears in a comic book, in the show, the movie, video game, they can make it. But if it only was ever a Playmate toy, I don't think they can make it anymore. And that's a shame, because that's what I loved about this line. But I mean, I'm having a blast looking at these guys. I was just going to open them up off camera, but I'm having a lot of fun opening these guys up. It's just they're my favorite ones to get. It's just my favorite line. I just love it. This guy, big beefy Triceraton. One of my very favorite vintage toys, Triceraton. He was the champ of everything. It didn't matter what action figure line, you were going to get speared by the Triceraton. I loved that toy so much. Probably just because he had Triceraton horns, 3 horns, you know? Pretty easy. I like the Mirage Triceratons that NECA is making. I don't like the cartoon style Triceratons one. So behind here there's just hands, it looks like. And a rat. Oh no, there's like a rebreather hanging out back here too. Now I've seen some people are disappointed by this guy. I don't know why. Maybe the articulation. A thing I am not going to care very much about on this stuff. Super 7 nostalgia figures. The articulation is not important for me. It's the aesthetic. And do they remind me of the vintage toy that I will not buy for myself? And we talked about that numerous times. So yeah, he has like a rebreather apparatus. Cut this thing on back here. And let's see what we got on the front. Yeah, so these are, these are specifically the Triceraton vintage toy weapons. I love that. This thing, who knows what that thing was? His weapon was his horns in my figure federation. It's like a laser sword. I don't know, I might have to, oh, that thing opens. I think it's like a bracer. Looks like maybe some mutagen canisters. This is a laser sword, I believe, type of deal. Like a wrist. Yeah, that's cool. Again, I'll show you close up here in a second. A couple canisters of something. And then let's do something. Oh, he's big. What do people have a problem with this thing? He's cool. He's big and beefy. Look at that guy. Big and beefy. Let me get cleaned up. All right, we're about to eat real quick, so I'm gonna go rapid style. Big Triceraton. This is the rebreather mask I was telling you about. I love him. He's cool. Metalhead Michelangelo. Look at that incredible robotic bebop. They have taken 3 years for these to come in. They're great. And then the final guy, Frankenstein's Creature, 4 Horsemen figure Obscura. Nate Barsh with the awesome art. And you can always use the backdrops from that. Then there you see what it comes with. Let me get it open. Inside the box, this dude is loaded with stuff. Various lab experiment pieces. I don't even know what that is. It's got an operating table, various head sculpts, feet. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's all kind of stuff going on in here, and a little book. Just a spread. Get the operating table or the, I don't even know. You can plant it on those things, I guess. The It's Alive table. Things to put in these jars. Alternate feet and heads. Look at the alternate heads. I believe everything on the figure is new. New sculpts. Soft goods pants for the first time. Look at that. That is a cool figure. We'll look more at this later, but we're gonna eat, head to the game. We'll check in back some point here soon. Next day, folks, in the car. Got my Ravens jersey on. Ravens play tomorrow. Penn State today, UCLA game. I'm not going to the toy swap meet. I decided I would rather stay home with the family. Again, like I've said, we've had a really, it's been a lot recently. And that swap meet's like, it takes me potentially 2 hours. It's at least an hour, 15 minutes, best case. But if there's any traffic, hour, half hour, 45, it's almost to Alabama, really, for me. That's what it feels like. It's closer to some other friends, but just not something that I chose to do this morning. And I just want to hang out with Puppy and with the girls while Kaya's getting ready for her first homecoming dance with a date. She went to homecoming last year by herself, or with her friends or whatever. So I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get her some flowers and a card and like a candle maybe or something like that. Just to give her something nice. I'm sure she'll have stuff from her date, but as she's getting ready, something she can enjoy, and write her a note. It's a big day as a father. For the first time that she's going off with someone else. So I want to do that for her and pick up some pizzas or something, because it is a kind of a chaotic day. The girls are getting Kaya's getting her nails done right now, and then they're going to pick up corsage, and they got to get hair done and makeup. It's a busy day, so I'm gonna just try to have some pizzas at the house so that they can just get something, because I think it'll be pretty easy for them to forget to eat, and that would not be a good thing. So I'm going to Kroger, and then we'll wrap this video up here. We will next clip, we'll look at the way I'm going to display the Frankenstein's Creature and the Turtles, and that'll be it. We'll wrap it up. So just a lot of me, a lot of toys, a lot of talking, a much less eventful episode this week, but that's what we needed. So we'll get back to the table here in a second and look at the toys. All right, let's wrap this video up. I did get a package. This is from our friends Mike Ward and his wife, Michael Ward. He reached out. He said that they've been watching the channel for a long time, had a lot of success with some of the challenges we've done over the years, and they make some handmade products that they wanted to send us. Oh, these are very cool. First, a celery sack. A celery sack. Look at that. It's a big celery sack. Look at that. Harry Potter. It's got all the different book covers on it. This is he and his wife make. These are beautiful. I'm not sure, Mike, if these are an item that you sell. If you're watching the video, you can leave in the comments, and I can tag your stuff. Man, these are beautiful. Really nice material. You've got a front zipper and a back zipper. So celery sack, fanny pack, and then a bandana
for Rufus. Look at that. A little puppy bandana. You can put it on his collar and he can have it. It's got a, I don't think the ones we get from the vet, they tie them like a head bandana. This has, you see my fingers going in. You can put it through his collar and then he can wear it. So thank you very, very much, Mike and your wife. It's very generous to send those to us for Rufus. I don't know. I have a feeling Kaya may take that for sometimes at conventions. It's a great salary sack. So check those out and check them out. If you leave a comment, I will post it. Frankenstein's creature now. So he's got. I like this look that he comes with. He has a lot of different options. He's got the coat and the pants. He's got all these accessories. I don't have room. And because I'm in the middle of rearranging, I'm not going to set him up with all these accessories quite yet. In fact, I may actually just leave him just like this. Like, I may not change him at all to start with. And I need to figure out, so this must go, yeah, in there. Does that articulate in some way? You can stand it up, but it must have, oh yeah, it has some articulation. And then there's, oh, maybe then, I don't know. So like this piece goes into the smaller one, but I don't know where that, so plug in like that? I don't know. I have to watch some videos and see how you put all these pieces together. But it has all these like Victorian era electric, just endless stuff. But to start with, I'm just going to display him just pretty much exactly as he comes out of the package. Even though some of the other heads without the hair are really cool with the stitch work and stuff. I know I should do the close-up. So he'll probably be playing Triceratops. Well, actually, let's go reverse. So I looked in my Leo, I have using his instrument. So I think that punk rock Don also is going to be using his keyboard like this probably. But I like this head with the tongue out. I think I'm going to change to that head. Oh, took off his little necklace. That's like a real chain. It's kind of cool. Let's see. So it should probably go like this to be on there, right? And then I'm going to give him this kind of spiky, I don't know what you'd call it, hair with the tongue out. I think that's cool. And then there's one of these hands, like a fret holding hand. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe this one, so that they can be matching. I'm not gonna hook up the. I feel like maybe they've changed the pegs on the hands a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure. And in fact, let me use both of those hands just to make it make sense. The hands I'm putting on him are kind of a, you know, like you're about to wild stallions it type of thing. That type deal. Know what I mean? He's cool. Punk rock Don. Now I looked, my robotic rock steady I have with the shield. And then, like, he had, like, flame effects. Like, yeah, like these. So I'm probably going to do the same thing. Put the flame effects on him. But I think I'm going to have him with this big hand. I think. Let's see. See if I can figure out how to put that thing on there. Big hand. I wonder if I take off the whole apparatus. Because that is not it. I think I have to take this way. Oh yeah, there we go. So you take off the whole deal. Yeah, with the big hand. And then, so this would be like a broken big hand. You can give him the drill on the other side. Make him completely like robotic. A little hand, a little bit harder to get out. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. So he's got like the Thanos fist hand and the drill. That's a cool figure. Works for me.
I don't think you can see those. All right. Now I looked at my metalhead. The way I have my metalhead is I have the backpack and the helicopter on, and then like the finger shooting the thing out. So this one I'm going to do differently. Probably use the nunchucks. Let's see which head. Maybe this one with the laughing. I think that works for me. Pretty easy to pop those heads on and off. And then he's got nunchucks. I don't think I'm going to put that backpack on him. Yeah, I think I'll just give him nunchucks. Pretty simple. Nothing too terribly complicated here for Mr. Metalhead Michelangelo. Again, like I think I was talking about when I was unboxing these, I would be fine if they would just make like way less accessories. But the paint and the sculpt's the same, maybe one alternate head sculpt type of deal. I don't know, that hand does not want to hold those nunchucks real well. Let's try this hand over here. See if that's better. A bit better there. And not have all these extra accessories that I will here shortly put into the... I don't know, his hand doesn't hold those chucks real well. So maybe we'll go with something else. Maybe we'll just use some expressive hands. I am completely and utterly out of room in the Super7 Turtle display, so minimal accessories is actually probably a good deal. A little bit easier to find a place for them to be. Oh, I've dropped it. Oh, it's caught by the jersey. Caught by the Justin Tucker jersey. I think they've changed the peg joints for the hands. They kind of pop out a little easier now. Like, I'm just going to have them kind of standard without anything. And then Triceraton, big beefy. I think one of the things people don't like is, yeah, people are complaining about that. So the knee joint is not painted. It's green instead of orange. But I mean, I'm not going to articulate him that way. Anyway, I think people are complaining about this. I think he looks good. I like this big beefy sculpt. I think I'm going to give him this like laser sword and like fists. Do I have fists? Yeah, that's a fist, right? Yeah, fists. So that he's ready to do some damage. You know what I mean? So imagine I put that over the top like that. And then I plug this back in. Laser sword right there. Like that. Oh, does it peg? Oh, that's good. I guess I could have just put it over. Looks like it pegs. Just talking to myself. Just talking to myself. What are we going to do next week on Dub Life? I don't know that answer. I think, trying to think what the plans are. So next week, Kaya has a little bit of a break from school. They have a lot of these kind of random couple-day breaks, but they go to school from, they're only really off June and July from school. I feel like the county might be moving toward year-round school eventually. Maybe it'll be after Kaya's out, but they do have a little break over the weekend. And so she is actually going to take, in Georgia, there's a lot of specific things you have to do to get your driver's license. There's some laws, and you have to take some different driver tests and stuff. I'm just going to have him with fists and this little power sword. And so she's going to take some of that. She's got to take 30 hours of classroom stuff on driving. I think there was a pretty bad accident where a kid got killed some years ago, and they changed some laws about that stuff. So she has that all weekend. And so I don't know. I think we are going to see a couple movies. We're going to go see The Wild Robot Wednesday. We're going to go see the new My Hero movie on Friday. So we'll have some movie time probably. And hopefully I'll find the energy to work on updating the collection, at least start taking stuff down. So that'll be next week. Anyway, we got some toys set up. I know it's been not the most eventful video, but we've had a very eventful life off camera. And so time to chill. Ravens, Bengals tomorrow. Go Ravens. Penn State's playing UCLA right now. They're up by a couple touchdowns. And Kaya is back from the nails. She's working on her makeup. Then they have the hair appointment. And
then we'll take her to dinner, and she's growing up. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed a more chilled, relaxed episode of Dub Life with some toys and with a lot of dub. And we'll talk to you next week. Squeeze 'em.